Bothra joining us in the studio. Kunal, how are you looking at markets today? How do you look at it when you zoom out? Maybe over the last week or so, we've made decent progress from where we were last Friday. And what are you spotting in terms of trends?
So uptick, pause, and then an uptick. I think that's the best way to summarize this week. We had 4 consecutive days of an uptrend for the index, then a couple of days of pause, mild mean reversion or profit booking, call what you may want to, and then from there the markets have picked up pace yet again. This is the classical step-by-step rally for the index. We've now managed to establish a floor or a support for the Nifty at the 24,950, 25,000 mark on the spot levels. I think looking at today's breakout, the only different texture which we are seeing is a very strong sectoral participation which has come across today. The market breadth is a lot more better than what it has been over the last few days, because in the last few days, the market breadth was maybe mostly in favor of declines or just marginally in favor of advances. So I think that should improve, at least looking at the market breadth today. The mid caps, small caps, they have done reasonably well. Volumes are coming back, and the last couple of days we've seen the FI numbers also come out on the positive side, on the cash side. So when you have such kind of a setup for the index, traders are bound to hold on to the long positions. Yeah, you may now trail the stop losses, which were earlier at maybe 24,950 mark to say as close to 25,100, 25,080 on the index.
Okay, that's the take coming in on the market texture. But Kunal, I want to understand from you in terms of the kind of patterns we've seen, because every time the market tries to come out of a little bit of a consolidation, we have seen profit booking coming in from retail investors, and they're also not to be blamed because, we see a little bit of a spike and we fall down again. That's the trend that we have been seeing. Now that we're at 25,300, do you believe the next leg of the market could be upwards in terms of investor confidence, or do you believe next week could be a week of profit booking?
See, it's a very good question, Snehi, but I always believe that confidence always comes once the price action starts to become a lot more positive. Now, the only reason, and of course, we've been discussing that over the last 1 year, the markets have been absolutely flatlined. Yes, the moves have been very volatile within this flat line, but I think more or less we've just hung around the 25,000 mark as a pivot, and then 1,000 points plus minus for the index has been the broad range. So you're bound to see a point where there is frustration which emerges from traders who are looking out for trends. But I think that's a classical setup, right? Because when you see an extreme amount of concern, doubt, skepticism evolving at a breakout point, that's where the chances of the breakout sustaining and the trend developing are pretty much on the higher side. So that's what I would believe that the setup currently is. Yes, we've managed to break past above a series of resistances, and that too in a very differentiated manner this time around, because you're not talking of the selling from the FIIs both on the cash side and the short positions on the FNO side. That's getting reduced or negated, and that I believe is a change of setup for the index. So you have to give credit to the price action, and it indicates right now that we are inching towards a breakout, or we've already confirmed a breakout, and we are inching towards a potential start of a new trend.
Opportunities, Kunal, if we are inching towards a breakout, what's going to move?
So we discussed few PSU names, like PSU banking stocks. I'll go with SBI as a buy at current levels from the PSU banking names. I think it's looking excellent. The leadership quality coming back. The stock breaking past about series of resistances. I think today made a fresh 52-week high, crossing levels of 870, 880. So would look out for targets now fresh as a closer to 900, 910 for SBI. Stop loss could be kept at 867. CDSL is the other stock which is popping up on the charts in terms of a potential breakout. It's a classical pattern, inverted head and shoulder pattern for CDSL. The stock coming back into a breakout of key moving averages. All of that is auguring extremely well for the stock. Would look out for targets in the range of 1660. Stop loss could be kept now at 1560 levels.
Okay, so that's the take coming in on SBI. In fact, SBI is one of the top Nifty gainers today too in trade. Kunal, while we're talking about Nifty gainers, it's actually the pharma pack that's leading it from the front on the back of that US Biosecure update that we've received. And Cipla is doing very well, up 3%. You have Divi's Lab up 5%, now not in the Nifty pack anymore, but good moves coming over here as well. Any chart check on both of these names?
Yeah, Divi's is something which I flagged off, I think, a couple of days back also. There was this 4% up move for Divi's Lab. And from there, the chart patterns had changed. Relative strength, which I think is a very key parameter for a short-term trade. I think that started to become a lot more positive for Divi's Lab. and then you're looking at the stock breaking past above series of resistances, the previous swing highs being taken out, etc. So I think now DV Slab looks to be one of the strongest names from the entire pharma pack. I would still believe that the stock should be good for at least another 400 to 500 points on the upside. But yes, I think after such kind of a strong 1 week up move, you're bound to see a few days of a pause before the uptrend resumes. But this could also be a very strong indicator that many of the other beleaguered pharma names, I think these stocks could also make a good comeback. The likes of Cipla, Lupin, Sun Pharma to a larger extent. I think these stocks should also make a good comeback sooner or later. So I believe that this could be a good revival rally for many of the pharma names, of course led by DV Slab and such other names. But then there will be a phase within this pack, within this rally, where you'll see the underperforming pack making a comeback.
Okay, there was also